It's your main man 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale. It's your main man.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On Hot 1025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Hey, everybody. It's your girl, MVP Speaks, right here live on the hottest station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. I am happy to be here, and I want to shout out to you for being here as well. I always tell the kids in the class I substitute it. Clap it up for yourselves for being here. So if you can hear me, clap it up for yourself. Because you got to clap for you first. You feel me? Clap for you first. That's not me. Clap for you first. Okay. So, welcome to my show. I am happy to be here. Like I said, I'm going to just get right into it with these Be Inspired inspirational messages. You know how I like to start out my show? And guess what? I brought 2 bags because, I don't know why, but now I have 2. So I'm going to pull from each bag, and I'm just going to see how that goes because we've never done that before. Well, we have, because I've had guests pull from their own bag, but now I'm going to pull from 2 bags. So it's like I'm my own guest. All right. Let's see what we got. Don't trip. You are loved and supported. Don't trip. If you're ever feeling unsupported or unloved, I'm here to remind you that you are so loved. You are so loved, probably beyond your ability to comprehend. And you are supported. You know, oftentimes I will hear people discussing support for their business, support in their family, like just support. People are not supporting them. And I want to express that there's so much support for you beyond the people that we are expecting to support us. There's so much support for you from God, from the source, from the universe, from whatever you believe. If you believe in a higher power, so to speak, whatever you believe in, just imagine the grandness of that being, of that energy, of the source that created everything. And know that supports you and loves you, like, indefinitely and forever, infinitely. Like, that's pretty crazy. We need you. Yes, we do. We need you. And we don't need you to to do a bunch of things. We need you to just be your true, authentic self as often as you can be. Be inspired. I would love for you to be inspired. I hope these messages inspire you. I hope when you hear them, they resonate and you say to yourself, heaven, yeah, I'm loved and supported, like you really feel it. Shout it out from the rooftops. You feel me? You got this. You got this? I got this. And self-love is the best love. Self-love is the best love. That's one thing that I know. My words drip like honey. I'm going to bust out in the flow. No, I'm not. I should have kept going, but I didn't. Okay, so those were the messages. There were 6 messages that came out with that first bag. If you're on the internet, chime in. Let me know what you're feeling about these messages. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, I'm going to pull some from the other bag and see what we got. Let's see if any of them match. Let's see if we get twinsies. That's my favorite. Aw, I'm exactly where I need to be. I felt that one for myself. I felt that one for myself. I'm exactly where I need to be. Oh, shout out to Joy. MC Joy chiming in. Don't trip. You are loved and supported. Oh, man, you guys. I met Joy at when we had a show, the Wolf Moon show at the Tervana Costera. I don't really know how to say that. I apologize. But she was downstairs and she just heard something was happening and she just came up there. And when I met her, she was so smiley and she was talking to me. And then I said, what is your name or whatever? And she said, her name is Joy. And I was like, of course your name is Joy, because who doesn't love joy surrounding them all over the place? Shout out to MC Joy. She's amazing. But I'm exactly where I need to be. I really felt this for myself. And I might tell you about it why, but I might not. Remember the womb. I love this one. This is the deepest one that I have. You know, when people get this, they're like, whoa, I was not expecting that. You know, you can get a fortune cookie, but they won't do you like mine. So I just want to put that out there into the universe. The world is my mirror. I see my self-reflection. The world is my mirror. I see my self-reflection. Do you see yourself? Not your physical self, but your energetic vibrations in those around you. I choose to live in victory. I choose to live in victory. Now, when you say affirmations or inspirational messages, it's one thing to say it. And, you know, I'm just kind of saying it, like reading it. But it's important to say it in a way that resonates with you, that when you say it, you feel it and you know it. And sometimes you can sing them, you could rap them, you could, make it your own. When you get a message, when you do anything, make it your own. Make it stick to you. Okay, so that's my tidbit on that. I am exactly where I need to be. I'm keeping that because we're going to talk about that later. Okay, those were your Be Inspired inspirational messages for today. I want to remind you that you can get your own 45 different messages from me for only $11.11. So hit me up if you want to inspire your life. And they're for anybody, any age, any person, any child. These are really great for kids, especially if they're learning to read, because it's something fun. It's not like a book they got to sit down and figure out. They get to pick them themselves, and they really enjoy that. So I just want you to keep that in mind along your days. Okay. Thank you so much. So we're going to put these aside. And I was going to do some oracle cards, but I left them at home. I was so sad. I couldn't believe it. I didn't allow myself to get upset. I just said, and I don't know how they're even at home, because I could have sworn they were in my vending stuff that's in my car. But it's possible I took them out and put them back where they belong. So we're just going to not do that today, and that's fine. But right now, I'm going to tell you where to pull up and don't pull out to. This Friday, at a secret location only made known to ticket holders, you can find yourself at the Spit Your Truth Blackity Blackest End of the Black History Month experience ever. 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Guess what? One poet, whoever the judges like the most, is taking home some cash money, some dollars. Yeah, I got $1 in my bra. I'm not a stripper. I just like my money right there. I like it to be so I can look down and see it. You know, it's whatever. But tickets on sale, you have to go to thetruthspotlv.net to get your tickets. Thetruthspotlv.net to get your tickets for Friday's Poetry Slam. Poetry show. It's not really a slam as in you have to have the best fire 10 poet, 10 score poem ever. It's whatever your truth is. And that's what the judges are judging you on. They're judging you on how you articulate your truth and how it makes them feel. So I encourage poets of any level of poetry. You can read from your phone, from your notebook, from your napkin. You can do whatever you want. So pull up. It's a good time. You can buy a ticket just for poetry. You can buy drinks and poetry. You can buy drinks, dinner, and poetry. Nice packages. We'll have some vendors there. It will be a good time. So if you want to get your tickets, like I said, truthspotlv.net. Okay. Thank you so much for that. And I'll be there, but I'm also booked to perform at somebody's birthday party. Shout out to being booked and blessed. Okay. 2025 is showing out and I appreciate that. So I'll be only there for part of it. So make sure you get there early, and be on time so we could vibe out. Okay. This Sunday, there is a rent party happening. If you don't know what a rent party is where people pitch in to help the rent get paid. And Queendom Cultivation on Sahara, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Queendom Cultivation, but they are a spiritual shop / venue. So they have in the front, they have a spiritual shop, crystals, incense, sage, whatever you need for your spiritual needs. And then in the back, they have a room that you can rent out for your other needs. Like if you want to have a baby shower or a workshop or a dance class. Super, super dope venue. And they need to have a rent party because they want to have some help paying the bills. So we want to keep them open. I do believe this is the only Black-owned spiritual shop. I might not be wrong. I mean, I might. Just don't quote me on it. But at any rate, from 2 to 6 p.m., Queendom Cultivation. I should have looked up the address. I'm going to look it up right now. The amount is $15 to go help them keep the doors open. They said that they have just seen a significant loss in foot traffic and things like that due to the things that are going on in the world. So 8450 West Sahara Avenue, the rent party. If you can't make it, maybe you can just donate. Go to Instagram, look up Queendom Cultivation, and you will be able to see how you can further support them if you can't attend the event. And that I want to take that real quick and do a little sidebar because I was driving by. I actually drove past there today on my way home, and I drive by often. And I was thinking about the rent party, and I was thinking that I was like, well, you don't shop there often, and I really don't. And I'm kind of in a space where I'm not buying things. So I said to myself, well, you know what? I bet even if you don't really want to purchase an item, you could still go and just slap them $5 if you drive by, if you have $5 extra. And I said to myself, this is a conversation I'm having with myself, self, yes. And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. Even if you don't want to obtain something, like for me, I'm like, I don't need any more incense, any more I don't need any more of that. I have so much of it already. But even so, if I still wanted to support this business, I don't have to necessarily buy something. I really can just donate $5 or $10, when I'm passing by. So I just had that epiphany. I wanted to share it with you guys. I think it's really cool. Even if you go to an event and say you can't buy what people are selling or you don't want to buy what people are selling, but if you got $5, you can just, hey, here's here, I'm sowing into your business. Not even like a donation, but sowing a seed into someone's business. And here's the thing about that. When you do that, when you sow a seed into someone else, your garden grows. So I think it's nice, and I think that's a great idea. I'm happy that I had it, and I'm going to do my best to implement that as often as possible. So pull up this Sunday to the rent party. $15 get you in. They'll have entertainers. I do believe my sis Psychedelic Chola will be vending there. So go support. It'll be a good time, and it's a beautiful space, and I know you will love it, and the vibes are always right. When I do go in there, it's always a good vibe, and it feels nice. Okay, and also on this Sunday is Corey the Poet presents After Dark. Poetry After Dark. For some reason, it could not come to me like what it was called. Poetry After Dark. It is from 8 to 10 p.m. right over here at the Composers Room. It is a free event for poets. Listen, if you're a poet out there and you hear me, I want you to go check out Corey's set. It's free to get in. It's an open mic, but they are picking a winner, I think, for 2 more weeks. And then the winners, all 10 of us, are going to do a one poetry slam together. But you don't have to compete. You can just go to do your poems. That's completely an option. So it's a nice venue. The food is delicious. The service is good. Corey the Poet, Poetry After Dark. Just pull up, do your thing. It's really from 8 to 10. So don't think you're going to come at 10:30 because we will be gone. We start at 8 and we end at 10 o'clock. So, but they do have karaoke afterwards. So that's always a fun time. So that's that. All right. Whew, let me take a breath. I'm going to take a drink. Make sure you guys chime in if you're out there. Let me know you're watching. Let me know. All right, you guys. You ready? The next thing we're going to talk about is my mother-loving birthday month because I'm still celebrating. You see, I got my crown. I'm celebrating all the time, but February has been so good to me, and I feel so blessed. This is a milestone birthday. I don't say I'm so many years old. I just say I've been alive so many years. There's so much power in our words and how we can be trained to believe a particular thing. So I don't believe we have to grow old. So I just say I've been alive. So I've been alive 50 years. And it doesn't even feel like anything. It just feels like I'm just alive. I'm pretty excited. My birthday month started out super nice. We had second Saturdays at the Multicultural Bookstore. It was our 1-year anniversary, and it was an open mic. So many people came out and showed love. We had an amazing time. I received some really thoughtful gifts. I felt so blessed. 3 poets wrote poems just for me. Like, that's amazing. Like, you wrote a poem for me? Shout out to the Falcon. Shout out to Sadie the Poetry Princess, and shout out to Nisi. They wrote a poem just for me, and they were so beautiful. And I just felt like so amazing, and I still feel so amazing. Also, I vended at the Mother's Root Art Show. That was, I think, my first time like just only vending. Usually I go and I'm performing somewhere or I'm vending with Chola because everywhere she goes, I go. But she was there too. She was just doing the art part because she had her art displayed. So that was fire. That was phenomenal. I had a great time. I just came from the City Hall, North Las Vegas. I did poetry for the City of the World's art show that they had there. It was super dope. The mayor was there and all these other political people. And it was a really nice time. And I again, feeling so blessed. We had our paint and poetry night. super fire at the City of the World Art Gallery. And guess what? I don't know if I can put this out there yet, but I'm going to put it out there. They're going to make me the resident poet. Okay. You heard it. You heard it here first. You heard it right here on my radio show. And then we also had our sister circle on Sunday. My birthday weekend was just full of doing everything that I love. And I'm feeling so blessed. And I wanted to talk about how I quit my nanny job. And I feel so blessed. Like, it's so funny because I was so excited when I got this nanny position. I got this nanny position 2023 or 2020. Yeah, 2023. And I was super excited. It fell into my lap literally at the right divine timing when I had to move from where I was staying and I didn't have anywhere to go. And so the backstory is I took this nanny position, and I wanted this nanny position because at the time I wasn't really working a whole lot. I was doing DoorDash. I was substitute teaching, but I wasn't substitute teaching like full time because I wanted to have my freedom and I didn't want to have to go somewhere every day and do the same old thing. So I got the nanny position. Beautiful, beautiful position. I love it so much. I don't even not like it. It's been about a year or so. Now, for some reason, I'm feeling like, oh, I'm about to quit this position, maybe in a couple months, maybe April and May. Now, I only work 18 hours a week, which is not a lot at all. And I still was having this feeling like, oh, I feel like I'm going to quit this job. Like, I'm going to quit this. And one of the reasons I feel like I was feeling that is because when I first got the position, it was a particular schedule. And couple months down the line, that schedule changed. So I've been on that schedule, and it's changed back and changed again for quite some time. And I think I was realizing that even though, like, there was nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't what I wanted. And it's not what I actually technically signed up for. So I feel like that is one of the reasons I was leaning that way. So I'm just thinking about it in my head. Like, I'm not like really, making any plans. I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm going to have to do this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. So something happened. I had a situation with the person that I'm a nanny for. And it was kind of a disagreeing of opinion. And it wasn't even the disagreeing of opinion that led me to quit the job. So the family went out of town, and I didn't have a job to do because the family had went out of town. But the family wanted me to pay them still, even though I couldn't do my job because they went out of town. Now, technically, if the family breaks the contract, that's on them. Like, I don't have to make up that. And so I was feeling a way about that, like, very much so. Like, and I'm so emotional as a Pisces and just as who I am. I didn't want to have the conversation because either I was going to start crying because I was feeling like that was unfair. Like, why? I shouldn't have to make it up. I shouldn't have to pay you for it. I'm ready to work, but you took the work from me. Now, if I don't come or I'm sick or I have to cancel, then of course, yes, I have to make that up. And I expressed this to them, but they did not have the same feelings about that. And I don't even think they understood what I was getting at. And that isn't even what led me to quit. Now, this is February. I just literally quit like 2 weeks ago. I gave a 30-day notice. So they say, well, your room could be rented out for this amount of money and this, that, and the other. And we could go and take the child here and just rent your room out. And so when they told me that, that's when I just said, I'm just going to quit because it's not I feel like that's what was best for them. Like, that's clearly what you need to do. My services are not really needed as much anymore. And it's more beneficial for the family to actually rent the room out for the money, which is fine. That's cool. So I literally just said, okay, well, I'm going to give my 30-day notice. And I had no idea what I was going to do. I said I just have to find a place. So I started looking for a place. And this is where I realized, like, I was feeling so free. Now, my current nanny position is in Rose Ranch. It's one of the most securely gated, beautiful communities in Las Vegas. I freaking love living there. Golf courses, water everywhere. It's so freaking nice and it's so beautiful. Me thinking like I feel like this is how I saw that I grew. Like the old me would have been, first of all, I would not gave a notice because I don't have where I'm gonna go. I don't have anything planned out. But it wasn't about any of that. I just felt like in my spirit, that's what I had to do. So I went to go look at this place. It's in North Las Vegas. Now, North Las Vegas is the hood, right? I don't mind that. It's not the hood. Okay. Well, some parts of it may be hoodish. There's hoodish everywhere. But, I went to look at this place and it felt very much like the hood to me. It was just feeling hoodish, but I didn't care. Like, I didn't feel a way about it, but I was like, oh, I feel like I'm back home in the hood or whatever. Super nice. Everybody's outside, selling stuff and doing this, that, and the other. I was ready to go. I was like, I'll live over here. I don't mind. I just don't want to do this job anymore. And I saw the place and it was all right. And I was going to take it. This has only been like not even a week since I gave my notice. 2 days later, after I saw that place, luckily I didn't give them all my money. A very close friend of mine calls me, and I haven't told anybody that I'm about to move. I told one person, and that's only because she said something and it led to that. And I was like, that's funny you say that. So anyways, a very close friend of mine calls me and says, hey, do you want to move in with me? Because my roommate's moving out at the end of the month. And I was like, what? And at first I was going to say no, because I really want my own space. That's how I was feeling. I just want my own space. I just want to cook my French toast naked in the kitchen and I don't have to worry about, anything, or whatever. And my spirit again told me, I felt like I have to take this offer. It's going to be the easiest move in, less financial obligation. And so I said, yeah, let's do it. And I felt proud of myself because first of all, the timing is crazy. How I felt like, I don't know if you guys saw the movie with Will Smith. What is the movie? The Pursuit of Happiness. The little boy is telling him the story about the guy in the boat. The guy's drowning. He's in the ocean. He's drowning. And he's asking God to save him. And God keeps sending him these boats. And he keeps saying, no, God will save me. And then he dies and he goes to heaven. And he's like, God, you didn't save me. And God's like, bro, I sent you 3 boats. I don't understand. And so instantly I just felt like, oh, I don't want to be this guy in the ocean where God is literally like, here's your boat. And I'm not going to jump on it because, oh, I want to live by myself because, oh, this, that, and the other. And so I said, yeah, let's do it. I said, the timing is so divine. How can this even not be what is for me? That's how I felt. And so that made me think about myself and my ego, what I want, I want it this way. And how in the past I would have been trying to be so adamant about what I want. And I want it this way and it has to be this way. And it doesn't have to be that way. I said to her, you know what? I said, I really want to live by myself. I said, but even more than me wanting to live alone, it's me wanting to have the freedom that I have now, the safety of a space, and if I'm going to live with somebody, it would definitely be this person. It would only make sense. And so I had to like shut down like what I was thinking about because I could have blocked myself and I could have, now I can afford an apartment. No, these apartments is high, so I can afford like a studio. But I was okay with that. I was like, that's fine because it's going to be mine and I can afford to pay it. And a year and a half ago when I got this job, or a year ago when I got the nanny position, I couldn't afford to live somewhere by myself. That was one of the reasons I wanted this particular job. And that leads me to the reminder that we can change our mind. Like you can want something for a particular purpose and for a particular reason at a particular time in your life, and then you don't have to want it forever. Like I'm a damn good nanny. Like I rock that shit. And that doesn't mean that I just want to keep doing it, especially if it's not what it was supposed to be. And I feel proud of myself. And I feel like I made that decision and the universe somehow miraculously opened up all the doors for me. Like I didn't even have to. And then my 30-day notice, that's the only little sad part about it, is my 30-day notice turned into a 2-week notice. But it's okay because they have options that don't include me. So I'm so fine with that. But I said all of that to talk about this, to talk about the nanny position and to tell the story about how me, myself, like, first of all, a motherfucker came a long way. I gave up the whole ideology. I didn't give it up, but I let go of the resistance to not wanting to go to work every day. I just go to a different school every day. And I just started working more hours at the schools and more days. And now that I don't have to have my nanny job, I can work more days. And we make pretty decent money. So, and it's super easy. So I don't, I let go of that resistance. Like, oh, I don't want to go every day. That's why I got a substitute job so I can go do other stuff. But it's not even, it's like only part of the day. Like, I just feel like there's so much time in the day. Like, why am I fighting that? If I know I can go get this money and go have an impact on these children, then that should be enough for me. And so I released a lot of resistance. I wasn't trying to have it only one particular way. I made a decision, and my decision was not made in haste. It was not made, I wasn't mad at them. I wasn't anything. I just felt like, oh, this is what I have to do. And that's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, change your mind. And I feel like if I would have stayed longer just to stay, or just to try to save money, or just because I didn't want to pay my own bills, it would end messy. I feel like when things end messy, that you held on too long. And if you just let go, like when it's time to let go, if you trust yourself, that's fucking amazing. I feel like, oh, you trusted yourself. Like, I heard my intuition tell me. I felt it in my spirit. Like, just let it go. And I let that shit go, and the doors opened up in a freaking uncanny way. Like 2 weeks. I wasn't trying to move in 2 weeks, and I'm moving in 2 weeks. I'm moving like Sunday. So I feel happy. I feel proud of that. And I say all that, and I want to encourage you guys to tune in with yourself, and to don't be afraid to make a decision for your life, and just know and expect that the way will be made. I didn't know the way, and it wasn't really the way I was trying to go, but I feel like it's the way that's best for me, and I don't even have a problem with the way. And the other funny thing is, I'm still moving to North Las Vegas, and I'm moving to, that's exactly where I moved when I first came to Las Vegas, like almost 6 years ago. So I feel like it's full circle for me. So, and I also wanted to talk about, okay, so I did the nanny part, and we're still talking about love and or fear, and the choices and things that we make. I really wanted to get into it about relationships, like our intimate relationships, like our partner relationships. And I wanted to also talk about something else. So, like I said, I'm a substitute teacher, and we get to go pick our classes. Like, we pick when we want to work, and we know what school it is, what subject it is, and all that. So I picked this class for today, and I picked it really because it was the only one for this day. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna get this because, like I said, I'm trying to get my money, and I'm not, trying to resist anything. And it was a special ed class. Now I never really did a special ed class before. I might have done one once. And so I don't know. I picked it a couple days ago, and then I kept thinking for some reason, like, oh, I don't know if I don't want to do this special ed class. I don't know. I wasn't afraid of it, but I just had like a reservation or a hesitation, and I don't know why. And I'm trying to understand, like, why are you feeling this way about this class? I don't know if I thought they were going to be like out of control or whatever. And I don't know. And so I wanted to change it, but the lady didn't get back to me in time. So anyways, I go to the school today and I go to the class, and I have the best mother loving time. Like, I can't even, I don't even know why I felt that way. And all throughout the day, I kept thinking to myself, why did you not want to come here? Were you afraid these kids were bad? Did you have like some special ed stigma or something that I had to like work through? I don't know what it was, but I'm happy that I didn't change the class, and I'm happy that I went because it was fantastic. We had a great day. We got a lot done. I felt like a real teacher. I was writing on the board and everything. Usually nowadays, these kids, everything is on their computers. Like, you don't really have to like write anything, or it's like a slideshow. It's all technically, what do you call that? It's all technical now. So it was really nice, and I had a really good time, and I'm still trying to understand like why I had that little hesitation that I didn't want to do that, like a little fear or a little anxiety. But for what? I'm the world's best substitute. Oh, speaking of that, I have a little contest I'm doing. So I'm going to put the link in when I get off of here. But if you're watching this, I'm going for America's favorite teacher. Now, someone I know sent me a link and asked me to vote it for them. And I did. I voted for them. But then I saw that I could also enter. So I was like, oh, well, let me get my votes on because I want to be America's favorite teacher. And what it is, it's a contest. You don't have to buy votes. You can, like, I wouldn't be mad if you donated a couple votes, but you can just vote for free one time, and you can vote as often, once every 24 hours. You can vote, and I'm gonna tell you exactly. America's favorite teacher.org. And you'll see my name, Victoria Porter. I'm currently in 7th place, baby. So go vote for me. And then let me tell you what I could win. I could win $25,000, a trip to Hawaii, and I can appear in Reader's Digest. Now, I remember my mom used to always have these Reader's Digest books, and I remember they had a fake book that you open it up and you could put your stuff in there and hide it. I always thought that was so cool. That's one of my memories. So America's favorite teacher, Victoria Porter. That's my real name that my mama gave me, and my daddy, because my daddy gave me his name. So go vote for me. It's free to vote. You have to have Facebook. So if you don't have Facebook, you probably can't vote unless you want to get a Facebook, but it's really not that deep. And vote for me. So hopefully I can see if I win. My picture's cute on the website, so maybe somebody will get some votes. So yeah. So I wanted to say that. Okay. So anyways, that was loud. Back to the love or fear. The choices that we make can stem from love or fear. Now, that whole story I just told you about the nanny position. When I first took that position, I had a fear. I wasn't afraid, but I had a fear that I wouldn't be able to support myself with my current state of finances. So this is why I chose to take this position, which is perfectly fine. That's what I needed when I needed it. And I feel like that's the beautiful thing. Like, sometimes it's just for what you need when you need it. And I feel like I'm realizing that. And I quit the job out of love for myself. And it wasn't so much about the differencing of opinion with the financial aspect as it was that they said, well, they could just rent the room out and go do something else. And I was like, well, that's cool. That's what you should do. And sometimes we'll make a decision based on the past. So for an example, you get your heart broken from a significant other. Maybe they break up with you for a younger person, or maybe why do we get mad at people? Maybe they cheat on us or something like that. And you break up. And so now you're trying to get in a new relationship and you haven't completely absolved the pain that's within you from your previous relationship. So you kind of bring it with you. And now you don't have a trust. You have a distrust. So you may have a new partner and now you're texting them. That's kind of is how it is these days. You start texting, or a new friend, not even a partner yet, just somebody you're getting to know. Say you're getting to know somebody new, okay? And you are texting them and they're maybe very busy. Maybe they're not texting you back right away. Maybe, they're not making the effort to your liking. How do you respond to that? Do you feel like, oh, they're just busy with their life and yada, 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 and that's a beautiful thing? Like, you would think that you would want to be excited about somebody who's doing their life and living their life. But do you get mad? Do you feel like, oh, they're wasting my time? Do you snap out on them? True story. Somebody snapped out on a friend of mine that they barely started talking. And the person went crazy, telling them all kind of stuff. I said, oh, that's all the red flags. Like, you barely know somebody. And now instead of allowing the relationship to evolve naturally, now you're mad because they're not texting you back. And now they're all kind of this, that, and the others. That's crazy, right? It's like when you see a guy on the street and he asks you for your number. He's all like, hey, queen, can I get your number? And you like, no, thank you. And he like, oh, man, you little hoe. Like, now I'm a hoe because I want to give you my number. Like, what? Go heal yourself. But so you could be to me, that's a fear reaction. Like, why would you react to somebody like that? Do you think they're out? And they're not that it's an excuse if you're in a relationship, because you really shouldn't, but we don't even know you like that. Why would you come at me because I'm not making myself available to you? And why are you not understanding of that? Let's just recap about love. Love feels free. It's freeing. It allows you to be yourself. It's expansive. It helps you expand and grow. Love feels trusting. Love feels abundant. Love is like pursuing your passion of poetry or music or artistry. Love is forgiveness, being vulnerable, being open. Ooh, I got the hiccups. Being open, opening up your heart. Love is setting boundaries. That's why I feel like I quit that nanny job, because I set a boundary for myself. It felt so good. And it's going to feel good when you do it for yourself, because it should. Fear is contracting. It's restricting. It's like suffocating. Fear is anxious and doubtful and lackful. Some examples are fear, staying in toxic relationships, avoidance. Now, I will say I haven't talked to this family. I was only texting them because I didn't want to talk to their face, because I knew I was going to feel away. So I know for a fact I have confrontation. Like, I don't like confrontation because I'm still learning about myself, or I'm still I'm still getting there. So it made me uncomfortable. So it was all through the text messaging. So there was some fear there. And it wasn't the fear of, it was just my own insecurities and my own fear. Also, holding grudges, self-doubt. These are all fear-based feelings. And when you have love, it should bring you fulfillment. It should bring you peace. It should bring you, you should be feeling good with whatever it is in an intimate relationship. If you have a partner, are you always checking their phones? Are you always worried about what they're doing and where they're at and who they're talking to? Like that is not love-based. That is fear-based. There's a fear that they're out doing something that you don't approve of that makes you feel away. And I don't know if they are or they aren't, but you have the choice to, you have the choice. Like, why are relationships often like that? It's fear-based. It's unhealthy. If you can't love somebody and love them and let them be their own authentic self, and I feel like sometimes when we get in relationships, it's like, oh, I'm in a relationship. Now I can't go do this, that, and the other. And I don't understand that. There was a time when I probably did believe that and agree with that. But as I understood more things, I don't necessarily think that's true. You should have a relationship with your significant other if that's what you choose. And then you both should have your own independent lives, that you do your own things, because people need space. And you should be able to, your partner should be able to go out to dinner with the girls and it not be a big deal. Your man should be able to go to the football game or whatever men do, go hiking. You can do those things together as well, but it's important that you can be apart securely with yourself, knowing and trusting that everything is all right with your partner. Because you guys want to help each other grow and help each other elevate. And that takes a level of trust. And that's not fear. So let me look at my notes. Choices we make. Yeah, some of our choices we make stem from love. Like if you grew up in a loving, secure household, you probably might not have you might have that, you might have a different, I lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens. What did I say? If a lot of how we behave and the choices we make stem from our past, how we were raised, what we grew up to believe about ourselves. And you can grow up to believe something about yourself, and it doesn't even necessarily mean that that's what they taught you growing up. My parents, I feel like they tried to instill a good level of self-esteem within me, but I had low self-esteem, and that was because of the things that I was dealing with internally that I didn't ever talk about. So at any rate, it's almost time for me to go, you guys. I hope that that as you go through your week, just be mindful of the decisions that you make and how you react to things, and just ask yourself, am I doing this out of love or out of fear? Is this expanding me, expanding those around me, or constricting? Am I feeling anxious or am I feeling hopeful? Am I feeling trusting and abundant, or am I feeling lackful? Because once you are aware of these things, you'll be able to help yourself make some decisions with the feeling that will make sure everything works out more easily for you. I guess that's a good way to say it, because that's what I've been doing, mother suckers. So that's about it. We are going to leave with this quote. Love is what we are born with. Fear is what we learned here. That is Marianne Williamson. Love is what we are born with. Fear is what we learned here. So make sure that you guys are remembering love. Always self-love is the best love. Put yourself first. Take care of yourself. Make choices that are going to benefit and expand you unapologetically. And that's it. So we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 6 p.m. on MVP Speaks Life. Thanks for tuning in to MVP Speaks Life on Hot 702.5 FM.